This is the last example that we will do for section 1.3 when we have variables on both sides, because we will run into special situations. And these two special situations are when the equation has no solution. And we will see how to identify when an equation has no solution. Also, there will be other situations where when you finish, you will find out that that equation has infinitely many solutions. So let's see how you can recognize that. Let's begin with example A and see what we get at the end. As usual, we can notice we have the variable over here, and here. So we already know what tools we can use in order to simplify all this. So in this case, we're going to just do the distributive property, apply distributive property, and we have 6x minus 15 when we multiply. On the other hand, on the right side, we have like terms here, and you get a 6x minus 8, right, as you simplify, combine these like terms. Now, we remember that we had the variable on both sides, so we are just going to get rid of one of the variables on either side, and let's say that we are going to eliminate this 6x. And what I do is subtracting 6x, but I will do it on the left side as well. And now you run into this situation. As you can see, this 6x also disappears. We are just left with a negative 15 here. And on the right side of the equality, this variable also disappears, and we are left with a negative 8. And we now have this equality. And this statement that tells you that negative 15 is equal to negative 8, well, that's false. So you say, well, this statement is false. And if the final statement here, when the variable has disappeared, happens to be false, then you have a case where this equation has no solution. And that's it. Okay, so remember, as you do the process that you already know by simplifying, by using distributive, by applying all the properties of equalities, and eventually the variable disappears, and then you run into this kind of a statement that happens to be false because these numbers are not equal, evidently, then this equation has no solution. Now let's take a look at the second example. You see this again. Variables here on the left side, they are like terms that can be combined. On the right side of the equality, we can just do the distributive property. So let's do this. We are going to combine this, and we have 7m minus 35. And that equals 7m minus 35. And as we eliminate the variable from one side, it also, as a consequence, eliminates the variable on the other side. So now we have this statement where negative 35 is equal to negative 35. That's true. So if it happens to be true, when the statement at the end, after you, because of the process, the variable happened to be eliminated, then if the final statement is true, then you have a situation where this equation has infinitely many solutions, okay? So these are two special cases you might run into every time you have variables on both sides, and just keep that in mind.